Hello and welcome to Rauta. This is Steelfest 2022, and here we are having bunch of fun, drinking non-alcoholic beverages such as this cup of coffee. And mind you, we don't have hookers nor coke because we're here with Borgne. They're the most famous Norwegian band, and we have wait a second, please don't stop, don't go away. This is actually Borgne from Switzerland, and I don't know who I'm spending my time with, so kill me if you have to. But first, let's introduce you these people. Who are you again?
I'm Borgne, let's say the singer of Borgne from Switzerland.
And you?
Lady Chaos, I'm the keyboardist.
Hey, Umbra, I play just live guitar.
And he's also known for the weird mustache.
Yeah, mustache guy.
Okay,
The mustache.
let's start with your mustache. Why with such a unique, very cultivated French style?
Because I'm not French, and I was like telling
Because
myself, like,
he's
okay.
playing in Vortex of Hand. So it's
Yeah, but I
French
got the
band.
mustache before it, and I was like, okay, I have to have the mustache. I like it, so I will keep it and just cultivate the myth.
All right.
That's right.
What about you, Lady Chaos?
Yeah.
What is this band all about?
Well, the main music is composed by Borgne, and we are doing stage for 10 years now. So for us, it's the first time in Finland, and we really like to be here.
Your music could be described as kind of industrial black metal, but if those words were taken away from you, how would you describe the band?
I don't know, because all the music is created in my mind, and then sometimes even months later I try to record the parts I have in my mind, and this is what you have. So it can be like hip-hop, industrial, or electronic, or black metal, and I don't care because I don't put like label on my music.
So you're a real artist.
Maybe. I don't care. What is an artist?
Now that is a peculiar question. We could go philosophical about it, but the thing here is, let's go rewind 5 years, and there's not too many bands coming from Switzerland we could name when it comes to extreme metal. Obviously, everybody knows Celtic Frost, everybody knows Samael, and even some underground people might know Dark Space and all that stuff. But let's be honest about it. Swiss scene is not like Norwegian or Swedish or Finnish scene, but nowadays it's like lots of things happening. You already have released quite a few things during past few years. How have things gone so much forward in Switzerland?
First of all, I think Switzerland is a quiet country with quiet people. So half bands playing like in the real showroom and even not playing live. They are like, okay, I have new songs. I have 20 songs, and it's fine. I don't have to play live. I don't need to play for an album or something. But I always played with a lot of bands everywhere in the Norwegian bands, Italian bands, American bands, and I always wanted to go outside Switzerland. So maybe this is why we played outside Switzerland.
Now I have a question also related to your scene. I recently had a conversation with Belzer guys and Tom G. Warrior, and they both kind of, in my understanding, understood that the Swiss scene is not too big, but exactly it's kind of a different, but at the same time very same thing as with the Scandinavian bands. How do you get all the musicians together if there is not too many people to do music to begin with?
Yeah, but Switzerland is very small, and we all know each other's. but we still don't play together. So
Yeah, but maybe because one thing about Switzerland, it's actually there's no scene. It's more about
louder.
Yeah, it's more about individuals, but we don't even have like a metal bar to meet.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's no scene. Yeah,
Not even the bigger cities.
maybe Zurich there's one, but where I live, no, we don't have. So there's no scene.
We have like rock bars, but there is like everyone listening to AC/DC in the bar.
Yeah,
So,
or Rammstein. And then it's so in Switzerland it's all about individuals. We connect sometimes from other cities. Oh, you like this? Okay, let's do some music. And then when something is created, we go outside Switzerland to play it.
Yeah.
That is kind of weird because I think a lot of things were happening in the 80s and the 90s and all those years in Scandinavian countries, and it's kind of clear that all those bands, became together for various reasons like metal bars and such. But how did you actually meet up and figure like, okay, let's do this kind of metal, which is not the most typical extreme metal? How did you guys meet? Who wants to start?
How? Yeah.
Because he's the first one, so.
With Sandra, we met like in the bars, of course, because
But in the 90s.
in the 90s we were living in the same city, of course, and we were listening the same music. And I was playing my music at home alone, like total idiot,
Like a total idiot.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, maybe one day I will do some shows. I need someone who can handle the keyboard. And I knew Sandra was playing keyboard in the Ipsum. It was a band from the 90s in Lausanne. And I was like, okay, she can do it. And we start together with some other guys. And then we changed the lineup. Some other guys came and
left.
came and left, and then I found the good lineup now. Yeah.
So what got you into metal? You're a female keyboard player, and it's not too common in any countries, and I can imagine even less in Switzerland.
Well, I think it was easy because my parents were listening to hard rock. So I was born there, and then I just like every teenager, I started to listen to something more extreme and more extreme and more extreme every time. And well, when I was a kid, I learned to play organ, and then so when I discovered black metal, I was like, yeah, I can play my instrument. So well, I never stopped.
What about you? What got you dragged into the world of extreme metal?
Mustache.
Yeah, definitely. No, actually, it's like, same as a lot of people. I think you have your little bit of life, and then suddenly you discover metal, then extreme metal, and I recognize myself in it. I say that's
your cue.
Yeah, that's what I want to do, and that's what I'm doing now. So that's it.
Let's continue with you. Which were the first bands to get you this kind of attention? Like, hey, metal is my thing instead of Smurf music.
Oh, metal or extreme metal?
Metal in the first place.
Oh, metal. I don't.
I mean, I can pretty much figure out the rest.
I remember being really young at the place of a friend of my family and listening to Slayer, and I was like, okay, it seems very different from everything I listened before. That's what I want to do, and then I start to listen to this kind of music, and I think Slayer, or maybe Slayer, I think is the first one I heard, which interested me in it.
So much more brutal than my story. What about you, Sandra? Which ones were the real innovators for you to just like, okay, I'm playing organs, and now I want to tune in for more metal?
It was Emperor, the first album of Emperor. Where it was like, wow. So I wanted to play that. And Satyricon, of course. The Nemesis Divina was wow.
So what keeps you inspired then? You all know the story now. Everybody got to hear metal bands first, and what made you tick to do the music?
My story is a bit, how to say that, boring, more or less.
Okay, let's get into it.
I start listening to Kiss because my cousin told me, I love Kiss. it's a very good band, but actually it was a joke. He hated Kiss, you know. And I was like, okay, Kiss, it's cool, sounds good. And I enjoyed listening to Kiss like in the 80s.
I remember those days.
Yeah, but I was like 6 years old maybe, and I was like, oh, Kiss, it's so good. They did a movie as well, you know, with monster stuff. I was like, okay, Kiss, it's amazing. And then I discovered Queen. And I was okay, Queen, it's wow, it's so perfect. And then I discovered Cannibal Corpse.
That's quite a jump from Quiz to Queen to Cannibal Corpse.
Then
and then I felt to the void, you know, like okay, I discovered Cannibal Corpse with the cover albums.
Of course.
I think it was 94, maybe something like this, and I was okay. This is my style. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to play. Or okay. So that's my start. It's like butchered at birth.
So why didn't you create this band to do death metal then?
Okay. First of all, I was playing like in '94 in a band called
Oh, well, that's kind of a good name.
Imperial. It was a Swiss band, shitty band, of course. I was like the guitar player, and the guy told me, okay, can you buy a new guitar because your guitar is like a punk rocker guitar, you know. I was fuck you. I play my shitty guitar like you know, my first one.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they were fighting together all the time, but I mean really fighting, punching each other. So I
That's
was
a weird
like,
thing.
I was like 13. They were like 30, something like this.
Okay.
I left the band, and then I said, okay, I will do my own band with no shitty people in the band. So me alone.
Okay, that's kind of a lonely man solution.
Yeah. And like in '96, 6 of the month 6, I said, okay, I will do my own band now, this day, 6 of '96. And it was Enoid, my first band. And then I created like 2 years after Borgne. I do the first album, and years after we did the first show.
Now that you mentioned that famous 666, what got you into that world of devil and Satan and basically anti-Jesus?
I don't know, maybe it's all my life, you know, showing you the way, like this is wrong, this is right, you know, something like this. I always felt like this is not my world. I'm not like all the people here, you know. And then I met some people like me. Maybe, I don't know, something strange, or I don't care, but okay, I'm not like everyone. And I need to be like different people. Like Sandra, like Moustache Guy, you know.
The Moustache Guy.
Yeah.
He has no name.
No name.
Definitely.
But actually, I always felt bad with average people. So this is why I started playing alone.
Now, everybody has a story when it comes to certain steps of anti-Christianity. And before you answer, I'll tell it to the camera. Now, people understand that Italy is a very, very strong Christian country, and of course, when you go to really up north, including also places like Poland, Christianity is very much present, but Switzerland is always seen as the kind of a neutral territory where, like, no, we only have this banking thing, we have those cuckoo clocks, we have the great chocolate, but we don't touch world politics, we don't go super Christianity and all that stuff. What is the religious climate like in Switzerland, in your opinion?
I don't know, because, you know, I'm not actually 100% Swiss guy. My parents are from Portugal and Spain. They bring some Christian how to say that, habitude, habits.
Okay.
Yeah, but not too much, but just a bit like, okay, we have to go to church on
Sundays.
Sunday, yes, stuff like this, But I don't care about politics, I don't care about religion, I don't care about people, actually. I just feel things, and I have to... I'm losing my English because I'm speaking English very bad.
We can say that we are
I have to express myself.
people, but we are not religious.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean we don't have anything spiritual.
Yeah.
We do, but we are not religious.
So what is Switzerland like? Because nobody seems to be putting Switzerland on the map when we're talking about,
But this
world.
is good,
Yeah,
It's
good.
like no one cares. We even don't care.
Yeah. You can do
Switzerland is
wherever you want.
Nothing.
You can be wherever you want to
Yeah.
be. It's. I think it's the neutral thing is really inside each one of us, and maybe gives more tolerance for people we met.
But in the 90s there were some bands like claiming Helvetic black metal legion.
I actually remember those Helvetic things.
Yeah. But I was playing in those bands in the past, and then I was like, but fuck, I don't care even about Legion or Helvetic, or I don't care. I'm just playing music,
Yeah.
I can be like Portuguese or Finnish or Italian or Arabic. I don't care,
Yeah.
I'm just playing music, and this is the most important stuff. I don't take part of countries or
Leagues.
yeah,
So can we call you a kind of a lonely cowboy in that sense?
maybe redneck. No, I can't. Yeah. Oh.
No. A lot of people might not remember those days, but beginning in the 90s, you had the Swedish scene, you had the Norwegian scene,
Yeah.
you had
French
you had the
scene,
French scene, like Black Metal Noir. You had obviously Finnish scene, and then of course American scenes, Latin American scene. Everything was kind of a divided, and there was of course Austrian, this kind of a Helvetic scene.
Yeah.
How do you think? I'm not going to ask you all the time. Let Mr. Mushas say. How do you think?
You remember the 90s? Do you
I wasn't
remember?
born.
No. How do you feel things have changed during those very divided days?
Well, I think because at the time there were only local scenes that they just go outside, and we were eager to discover the sounds that were different from ours. But now everything is mixed. So you can have like a Swedish band sound from Equatorian band.
Yeah.
Everything is mixed. But at the time, we didn't have much internet and everything. So everything was so local.
Yeah, and there is still all the time that kind of circle, like black metal circle of Lausanne, the city we were living. But I was all the time outside the circle. Okay, black metal is the fashion now, so I will play grindcore. And I did it. And then grindcore is the fashion, so I will play rock and roll now. So I was all the time, like the black sheep.
They were like escaping the mainstream.
Yeah.
But why was that so important for you to run away from what everybody else was doing?
Maybe because I don't like people.
But you're here having a friendly conversation and all that stuff. Okay, fuck off. No, let's talk about the lyrics of the band.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Okay, so maybe...
Why is the Mr. Mustache the lyrical guy?
I'm not the lyrical guy from all the album, just the two last ones.
Let's talk about them. What makes you tick? What is your cuckoo clock?
Cuckoo. Actually, it's a really weird process because when we start about lyrics, he told me like, "Oh, do you want to do lyrics?" And I never done that before, and we're like, "Yeah, I want to try because it's a new experiment. I definitely want to try it." and he said, okay, we have a kind of concept, right, where we discussed together really quickly about a concept for an album, but just 2 or 3 words, like, okay, it will be that. Then we don't speak to each other until he finished the music and I finish the lyrics, and I send everything to him, and then it's done. So we don't speak to each other during the whole process, just to, but kind of, we want to go in that direction. For example, like the Y album, it was like we want to have the concept of choosing direction, of what you choose have some implication for the future and things like that. And it's the main weird thing about Borgne, is like we don't speak to each other during the whole process.
Now, now that you mentioned the Y album, I remember reviewing 2 last albums, and when I, as a kind of a douchebag review guy who is always very critical when I see a package, when I see a release, and I'm like, okay, there are albums which are very easy to kind of sell. You have the good cover, you have a very sellable name, and you have an album that kind of, wow, this name really takes me in. But why is not exactly like, why? It's not like, Antichrist or saying like burning down the church, or it's just why? Why?
Yeah, because I don't think there's a why. It's just the kind of Borgne is a very intimistic thing, and it's like we have to try to. I'm not the main person behind the project, so I'm not choosing the direction. But Sergio always chooses to have a very intimistic thing and not speak about religion or politics or shitty things like that. Just like focus on yourself, on what you feel, and go through it and express yourself through it. And that's what really drive me through the whole process of writing lyrics. I really wrote down very personal things that I just hide behind the towns of words and things like that, but the roots are very, very intimate to me.
What do you need there to happen in order to write good lyrics?
I don't think there is a need. I think there is a moment, because I remember myself when I was in the process to write, there's nights and nights when I can't write anything. And sometimes I was in the train, for example, and I heard a conversation that reminds me some things in my memory, and I just keep it and use it, or maybe a books I read or a music I heard. So it's very different elements. It's not very wide. When moments say, okay, that means something to you, so use it.
Yeah, but I think many bands are doing like, okay, we want to look evil and bad, and okay, we will write some aggressive lyrics, something like this. But we just want to feel what we are doing. And this is what we are doing actually. It's only our stories, our life, and what we are thinking, what we are living. This is the most important for us. We can't fake anything.
Well, if I ask this question about lyrics, like what makes him tick, what makes you tick when it comes to creating riffs, how does your riffs or keyboard parts or arrangements come to your mind?
Do you have time?
Plenty.
Okay.
4 hours later.
Okay. Okay. This is a kind of a strange process, but actually I'm kind of making everything in my mind first. Never playing with a guitar or writing something. Never. Just okay. I'm creating an album, like a full album in my head, like. Parts, breaks, intros, riffs, everything. And then when the album is finished, I start recording it. And
do you ever second guess your ideas?
No.
You're never like, okay, maybe I could introduce this riff or this part of introduction to everybody else, and maybe
no, because everything is very clear in my mind. It must be like this. It's like a movie. You have a storyboard, it must be like this, you know. You have like all the stuff, the first part, the end of the movie, you know, all the story and everything. And I'm like this, you know. All my albums with Borgne, of course, it's like this. And start, story, and then the end.
So what kind of story you want to tell? Or stories?
Stories of our lives.
So what is the meaning of life for you?
Wow, this is a very big question.
I like big questions.
Yeah. It's why I've never feel like I'm in good place. What I'm always asking myself, why I have to do this? Why I'm living like this? Why I just can live like in my home? You know, I'm always asking myself. Everyone feel like they can do this, but I can't. You know, I'm always pushing myself, and maybe this is my fight. Maybe this is why I can't do music. I don't know, but I've never felt okay.
All right, that's a really good answer, which makes me to go back to you guys. So he mentioned fight. Why do you want to fight his fight?
Because it talks to me. It's something that we are playing together for 10 years, and I don't know, I feel connected with the music of Borgne, and like it's a part of me also. So I can't explain. It's maybe what he said that he don't go with everyone, and when we connect together, we become one, and so we share that thing. I don't know how to tell, but I'm not fighting his fight. I'm fighting mine because we have the same.
So you're kind of a unified front.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Yeah.
So, what is the meaning of life?
I don't know what is the meaning of life. I'm not here to have those kind of answer, but I try to, just find my way in it and try to feel a little bit of, okay, and in it. I'm not feel at my place, and I try to fight for it. And same that him.
I'm gonna ask you.
We always feel like how to say that? Like androids in the world of Apple.
Oh,
what I mean?
Yeah, kind of. I get it.
Did you try to use something else in your phone? Like, okay, I'm used to iPhone, but I try Android. It doesn't work. I don't know how to use it. This is my life, actually. I don't know how to use.
That's a very interesting way to put it. But before we get into that detail, let's start to finish. I'm going to ask you exactly the same question but kind of a diverted. What is the meaning of death?
I think it's the same as the meaning of life.
Really?
Yeah, you have to find the way to deal with it. Like, it's part of life. For me, it's not one or the other. It's together. It's like you are born and you're going to die, and your sense of living is thinking that one day you are going to die.
It's the only certain thing.
It's
the only thing that you are sure about.
So,
coming from this only certainty and yin and yang kind of approach, back to that Apple versus Android, how is Borgne going to change this dualism of things?
Borgne, it's all the time not so stable, I think. It's like, it's like life, actually. You think something and then 10 days after you think something else. So, like, this is a bird.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah, but maybe, like, in 1 year, this is a tree. I don't know.
Possibly.
Or this is just a piece of wood.
Or maybe it's just a shadow of something.
I don't know. But I can't say anything about Borgne into 10 days or something like this.
So if I was going to ask you what will happen in the near future after all these albums, you wouldn't know.
No, even for myself, I don't know. Because every day is different. And every day is a new fight. So every day you have to choose a new direction, new way, a new way of trying to be myself in this kind of musty world. I don't know. You know, it's like working in the mist. Okay, I'm going there, or maybe there. Okay, maybe there.
The last question. If you had to give up one song, but not from the last album, because every artist is always like, our last album is the best and blah blah blah, you know how it is. But if you could give like one song to start listening with Borgne, and now their audience is like, okay, I need to find one song to start listening to this band, which song would it be?
It's gonna be Fear.
Why?
Because I think it's the most honest song I've never done. It's all about my life. It's the fear of my own person. And it's the moment you are fighting with your own demons. And then you are like, okay, I don't care. I'm like this. I can even die. I don't care. This is me. This is my life. I'm honest. This is fear. Fear of myself.
That's a very good answer. Now, any final words, regards to the fans or whatever?
Perkele.
What would you say to the fans of Borgne?
Perkele, yeah. Thanks to be here.
Now you don't get to answer the same question. Send regards to one person only.
One person only. Oh my God, I don't know.
Exactly.
One person. To you. No, to them.
This is Borgne. This is Steelfest 2022. Check out these guys and gal, and find out about their interesting music. They're good live, seen them, and they're good on albums. Heard them. So now it's your turn to tune in for the right frequency of the band. This is Rauta. Take care and don't be an asshole. Goodbye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks to you.
Hold on.
Thank you.
I hope I was